All right, coolio. We ready to go? We ready to go? All right, we'll start with a clean chart. Hello. Hi. That guy. I like talking to you like I don't know who you are. That's just cool to me. Esoteric, what's going on, buddy? Mr. Thakas, John, Eric, Ernesto, Sammy, AK, Tom. Hello. Before I could even finish saying hello to Esoteric, like 18 more messages popped up. So, Daily D, what's going on, man? Ron, Sean, Gene, Green. Fuck yeah. I love how they all kind of rhyme together. That was awesome. Tom, what's going on, man? I got wrecked yesterday. Damn. Hey, man. So I tried to get a short from 10,370. It didn't work out. So that was where I wanted to short from. So I couldn't take a trade. And I just knew that there was going to be another shakeout. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's like rubbing his ears on the couch. Okay, so today, the live stream that I got planned is drawing out everything that matters, okay, and showing you why this is such an important level that we're sitting at. This is a make or break. All right, this is going to determine whether or not we dump severely, okay, or pump like a maniac. Okay, I know every single YouTuber says that, okay? But I promise you, after today, you'll see why I'm saying that. And I want you guys to understand, I'm simply outlining the possibilities, narrowing it down to right now probabilities, and then saying what needs to happen for what to change. I'm not saying that we're going to dump. I'm not saying that we're going to pump. I'm telling you what needs to happen for which to happen. Okay. Oh, wow. Being crazy. All right. So this requires a macro time frame. Now, I know you guys want to know what's happening on the smaller time frames, but I guarantee you, if you just look at the charts, you will understand that the macros are what's being tested right now. Okay. So let's go ahead, just settle down. And let's start with the major things. All right, so we just broke a 5-year long uptrend. I'm on the 3-day right now. All right. It's like a weekly time frame, but I'm just taking it down a couple notches to get some more detail. Okay. And this is with wicks turned off on Hakanishi candles, making sure that we're looking at the averages, not wicks. Wicks do not matter whatsoever. All right. They do not. All right. So right here was the 5-year long support before it got broken. All right. Right about this level. So we are currently still under the 5-year long support and confirming resistance. So first and foremost, that is the biggest issue. If we can get above that, things will change. Now, alongside that, I want to go back and highlight the Adam and Eve patterns and what the result from that was. All right. So here we got Adam and we got Eve. Broke the horizontal, jumped to the upside. All right. Over here, you got Adam, Eve, and her twin sister. All right. We got boom, 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 blast off. All right. Over here, a little bit different. Still the same thing. We got Adam. He's kind of off at an angle. We got Eve, break the horizontal, blast off. All right. Over here, very beginning of Bitcoin. All right. Adam, Eve, break the horizontal, blast off. All right. So you guys see the importance of the Adam and Eve patterns. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Adam and Eve patterns. For some reason, Adam always comes first. But I guess Bitcoin thought it was time for a change. And they said, we're being progressive. Bitcoin's progressive now. They see the riots and they're like, oh, we're not part of this. So this time, I believe that they put Eve before Adam. All right, so we go back up here. And you guys heard me talking about this. I was like, okay, we got the sharp dip. Now we need the rounded bottom in order to complete the Adam and Eve. But what if this time around Eve came first? All right, what if Eve came first right here? Boom, boom, boom. And then this is the horizontal required to have a blast off. Now, we're going to be talking about the levels involved, how that changes liquidity, how it makes it easy for price action to pump or dump. I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff here, so just keep up. All right, so we got to move quickly. All right. So alongside that, all right, we do have this diagonal uptrend, okay, that has been started. All right. Now, I have changed up a little bit of what I'm doing. I've gone back, retested it, and I've decided that if a diagonal consistently holds for more than 30 days, it's valid to use. So that means a lot of the smaller time frames, 5 minute, 1 minute, those are not being used whatsoever. But if a 30-day diagonal intercepts into a pattern that we're currently working with, it could change things. So keep that in mind. So we have the downtrend here. I'm not going to be looking at chat for just a little bit. So when looking at this chart, if we're lining up based off the averages, all right, then it does look like that we're starting to break that downtrend, which is a good thing. But I want you to think, this could be a trap. Right? I just want you to know that. I think it could be a trap. Doesn't mean that it's not going to pump. No, I don't care if it pumps or it dumps. My plan is planning plans to trade the plan so that I can plan how to spend my money. All right. That's my job. So looking at this, what else do you see? All right. Let's go down to, I don't know, like the daily to get a little bit more detail. So we have this diagonal uptrend. What is that doing? That is making an ascending wedge, bearish pattern. So at the same time, if we do not pump past this diagonal resistance, but people see that we get above that downtrend for whatever reason, they're going to start entering longs. But that could be a trap because this pattern has a target, because I'm looking at this a little bit different. I'm looking at this as a diamond. We have bear flag, and then this is the connection point. Okay, so bearish diamond. Okay, so coming off of that, I didn't mean to delete that last one. Okay, coming off of that, the target would be pretty much back down to where we just left off, but it could be much, much worse. Okay, because we have to keep in mind that we're getting rejected off a 5-year long support. So things could be a little bit worse. Now, that being said, let's talk about the Adam and Eve pattern that I referred to. So let's go ahead and draw a horizontal line. The level that I'm looking at is if we can get above 10,400 and hold above that, that is a very significant level to get past, because that is the top of the Adam and Eve. If we can get past that, the targets are insane. All right, the targets are insane. Okay. So if we can get past that, we would confirm an Adam and Eve. Target to the upside, just from the last macro local high, would be an average of about 12,600. Now, what I expect to happen if we do pump up to that region, one, it's going to be swift. All right, and then we're going to see some sort of retracement in range for the next 3 months. Okay, so this pattern has to come to an end. I think like 20 days or something like that. So let's say, about 15, 20 days. All right, and if we do happen to pump to the upside, it would be very, very quick, probably within a day, 2 days. And then from there, we have about 90 days to range until that capitulation would lead to a breakout. Now, why am I looking for capitulation in that area? Why don't I just want it to fly past that particular resistance? You said we had an Adam and Eve. You said, the targets are insane. But why not make 2 really, really bullish patterns? Because something that I haven't seen particularly, I don't know if I haven't seen it at all or if I just haven't noticed it, but on the smaller time frames, I recently just saw my first, or what I assume to be my first, invert, like a diagonal head and shoulders. So if we can use this as a shoulder, this as a shoulder, and this as a head, then the length of the arm would be the target to the upside. All right. So that would give us a target of about $17,855. All right. Where's our all-time high average? About 19,000. So we would be going up to test that level. All right. So no, Andy. Rewind it. All right. I'm not going to yell at you, but I'm telling you the facts. All right. I'm outlining the different possibilities, narrowing it down to probabilities. I don't care which way it goes. All I'm telling you is that this point that we're currently sitting at is very significant. Okay. Very, very, very significant. Okay. And I'll explain how certain things happen that dramatically affect price. So pretty much we have that outline there. We have the ascending wedge. We haven't even talked about the technicals yet. Okay. That's going to get even crazier. All right. This is just support and resistance, diagonal trends, patterns, and targets. Now, I have been talking to you guys. Okay, just know that my target to the upside off of that Adam and Eve breaking, if we get past 20K, is, I don't know if I should say it. All right. The maximum target before retracement in a sizable bear market would be about $198,000. All right. The realistic would be about anywhere between 78 to 100K. Okay. That's kind of my levels. 55 is on that list, but I'm looking a little bit further than that. So first level would be about, I think, 20,000, 22,000. Second level would be 33. And then the third level would be that 78 to 100K. And then the fourth level would be 198. All right. So that's what I've got so far. Obviously, as things change, I'll let you know. But I've done some back testing. I can say that a couple of those numbers are very, very realistic, especially the 78 to 98,000 to $100,000. That's totally realistic. All right. Especially if we can break 20K. Now, it's all based off of this pattern. If this pattern can actually happen, if it changes or gets altered in any way, we have to rethink. All right. If we get rejected here, the next probable outcome that I'm looking for is a bounce around $6,800, trying to create a inverse head and shoulders. Okay. That's what we've been looking at, but I'm trying to look at it from a different perspective. Okay. So could we see a break to the upside here? And we can always go ahead and confirm everything else and then blast off. Yes. Okay. I'm talking realistic targets. This is all based off of technical analysis. I'm not pulling these numbers out of my ass. I've back tested it. They're reliable. All right. Now, could we see 33K and then retrace and then get into another bear market? Absolutely. I'm just saying those are the levels that I'm looking at that's involved. Trying to predict the next possible levels of resistance and support, you can't just guess those. Those are all based off of mathematics. Right. So the probable outcome as of right now is that we do dump. Okay. So I'm trying to get a short order filled at 10,370. I don't know if we're going to pump back up there. I tried to get it filled last night. I was trading on USDT. USDT only got to 10,350 and I was pissed. All right. Because I would have made out like a bandit. All right. But at the same time, I'm trying to open a long. Actually, I'll show you this. All right. There's a reason why, you hear traders like Crown Crypto, Filicone talk about the $9,300 to $9,400 level like it's magic. The reason why that level is magic is because if we can stay above 9,400, we are bullish for the next cycle. Okay. The reasons why is because if you take this high here and this high here, you add them together and then you divide them by 2 to find the average. The average is 9,300 to 9,500, depending on which time frame you do it off of. So that's why when we came out of the 14K retracement, we found support around that level, and that's what we've been constantly retesting. So if we go ahead and draw that out, it creates this level right here. Let's go ahead and turn this blue. God dang it. Someone didn't close the screen door. All right, let's change this blue. Okay. So when we created this descending triangle, we created 3 targets. All right. Let me highlight those for you. We created 3 targets. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3. So sitting here, Ms. G, I know you're bearish, and I'm leaning to the downside too, but that does not mean that we control the market. All right. If the market wants to pump, the market's going to pump. All right. So here we got the 3 different targets based off of the descending wedge. So we drop down to the first target, find relative support, come back up to retest the support. Everything is fine and dandy. We can move on to the second target because we didn't go past that support. Now we did on the wicks, but the averages did not. All right. Averages is all that matters. All right. So here we come down, we hit the second target, find support, go up to retest that $9,500 level. But we got past it. So you have to think about what this does. All right. What does this do to the market? It's basically a setup. All right. It's a trap. So traders that have the money and the knowledge to do so plan out their trades and plan out their buy walls and their sell walls months ahead of time so that they can be in front of the queue. Right. So if most of the advanced traders were looking somewhere in this particular region, okay, for their, buy orders, and they see it come above what it was supposed to, they might say, well, oh shoot, I have to take some of my money that I was using down here and buy in up here. A lot of people. I did that. All right. I fell for it. But what happens when it goes back down below? All right. The people that bought in right here either have to hold on to it if they're stupid, or I'm not calling you guys stupid if you did that. I'm just saying it's a metaphor. Right. Stupid people. Right. So once it comes back down, they have to sell now. So they just bought back and now they're the ones dumping it on themselves. So now there's no more buy walls in this region to catch the price besides the macro ones at like 3,000. And that's how you get these massive slams to the downside. It wasn't because of Corona. It did definitely have an effect probably because it caused more panic. But that being said, it was going to happen either way because that one thing, that small price movement that only lasted a couple weeks, totally screwed the price. So that's how it happened. So what the frick do you think this could be? All right. I want to make an argument that if you just take that particular thing, that concept I was just talking about, and apply it to this movement, it would make it so much more easy to smash to the upside. All right. Because let's say you have a whole bunch of people that had sell walls all the way from here to here. Okay. And they see that Bitcoin has a massive drop. Well, they have to take some of their, they would have to sell even down here as well. But that being said, that would actually remove a lot of the sell walls because now they have to, sell their Bitcoin at a cheaper price. So that gets rid of a lot of the sell walls to the upside as well, which, is why we were able to pump back up so easy. So coming over here, it makes it easier for us to go up. And I know there's some couple thousand Bitcoin sell walls. I see them. I know they're there, but compared to what they were, it's negligible. So it makes it easier for us to get to the upside if we can get past this resistance, if we can get past it. All right. Until then, the probability is still to the downside. But this entire movement here could just be a gigantic version of this movement here. So that is my bullish case. Okay. If I want to be bullish, that's one of the main reasons. Now, involving fundamentals, the hodler wave. All right. I really haven't paid attention to fundamentals lately because I'm such a TA guy that I think I'm hot shit that I can just ignore fundamentals entirely. The fact stands that the hodler wave is growing and we just had the happening. Okay. Supply shock. Now it's slowly going to creep to a point where people start noticing. And at some point, it's going to become parabolic. And then the supply shock meets a demand shock because all the retail start coming in and all the billionaires and millionaires that don't want to hear about Bitcoin, they're going to notice that last bull run was not a fluke. It was a real thing. So now they're going to actually see it as an asset and they're going to come into the market. So this next bull run, if it happens now or if it happens many, many years from now, will be the determining factor on it being a long-lasting asset that people really see as a store of value, right? This is why it's so important. This is history in the making. So, the levels that I'm looking at are holding above 9,300. I'm looking at averages on the daily, the 12-hour, 3-day, weekly. Holding above that level, as well as that, we need to break 10.4 as well. If we can hold 9.3, I'll stay in a long. If we can break 10.4, I'll hop into another long. All right. But everything still stands here. And so let's talk about the technicals. All right, what do the technicals say? All right, you can show me lines all day. You can say this. You can say, oh, this is how money moves through a market. But man, I trade indicators. All right. I can't trade technical analysis. I trade indicators. All right. So let's look at our indicators. All right. This is a reason why I am still kind of bearish on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin dominance is in a bear flag. Okay. And it's survived one breakout to the downside. Can it survive two? Who knows? If it can survive two, that's going to be a pretty big blast to the upside. So I'm keeping a huge eye on Bitcoin dominance, either, breaking support here or flying past it. Hopefully you can catch it before it's too late. And a lot of people go, well, if Bitcoin dominance is going down, that means altcoins are having a rally. That's all that means, Austin. And yes, it's all dependent on the situation. Most of the time, though, especially at this point in time, if we see Bitcoin dominance going down, it's more than likely whales offloading into USDT. Okay, it's not other altcoins. It's just going to USDT and then cashing out, whatever they might do. All right, so that's why I'm saying just keep an eye on it, because last time, okay, this is the coronavirus dump. As we were pumping to this region, what do you see on BTC dominance? Obviously, some of it is going into the altcoins, but more than likely, it's whales selling off their positions as you go up to the sky, and then right here, buying it back at predetermined price levels as it drops down, reinserting money back into the market as it drops. Okay, so that's why I'm looking out on BTC dominance. Now let's look at the RSI and see how that's doing. Let's go to the weekly RSI, because that's what's really pertaining to me right now. So the weekly RSI has this descending wedge, okay? And we have gotten a tick out of it. All right, so for me, if we can close this weekly candle above the average of the last candle, while that last candle closed below the average, that to me is a very, very bullish thing. Okay, so more than likely, we would see continuation. So the weekly is having a breakout of a descending wedge, which is a bullish thing. It can pump us up to the overbought region, and then we can find support somewhere around, 57. All right, and then get exaggerated bullish divergences leading to a parabolic run. All right. I've been talking so much today. It hurts. All right. But for me, yes, that is the first step, and that is a bullish thing, but you can't deny horizontals. All right. We still have to break this local high in order for us to actually see it happen. All right. Until that happens, it's truly not bullish. All right. It's hinting more towards the bullish side. All right. It's not below 2 resistances. It's only below 1 resistance now. Just be careful. Just be careful. All right. So that is BTC dominance, RSI. RSI is kind of 50-50. BTC dominance, I would say it's 50-50, just because we are seeing continuation and we've seen a bear flag break to the upside a time or two. So it's not unheard of. But more than likely, right now, the way things stand, you really can't say anything. All right, you want to get below 9,300 before you short, okay? Unless you can take a short from 10.4, because then it's pretty much you get stopped out, but then you can immediately go long, right? So I will let you guys know that those are the positions I'm looking for. I'm looking for a short at 10,370 with a stop loss at about 10,600. And I'm looking for a stop. I mean, no, not a stop, a long trade at about, I'm trying to get an entry somewhere around like 93, hopefully. If I have to settle for 94, I might just have to go ahead and do it. But that's where I'm trying to long from, with a stop loss at about 91 to 9,000, because this next percentage move, it's either going to be 30% to the upside, or it's going to be, a crazy amount to the downside, because the target is going to be, pretty much all the way back down to where we started from. So 40%, and it could dump lower. Right now, we do have this diagonal support supporting us, and we do have this diagonal support that could act as support. So if anything, we might just have continuation sideways for the next 371 days, which would suck. That's fine. So that's my thoughts. All right, I'm gonna start reading chat now. Let me know what you guys think. You guys leaning more towards the bullish side? You guys leaning more towards the bearish side? Like I said, I believe both is a possibility, but the likelihood and the probability is actually leaning to the downside, just because of the pattern and the things that we have not confirmed yet. Okay. Bear, follow the trend, macro trend. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say here, is that we could potentially see a break of the downtrend. So I get what you're saying. So that's what my if this and that statement is. I'm saying if the diagonal breaks plus the 10-4 resistance, to me, the downtrend is broken. All right. If we can break those two levels, the downtrend is broken. Now, if we push sideways just a little bit, you can see how we can come all the way up to 10,900. But as long as we are still within this ascending triangle, we can still dump. And the same thing that happened over here could happen again, but more massively, because not only did we confirm support or go above a massive downtrend and confirm support above that, but we also went above the horizontal as well. So that could be resulting in an even crazier crash, which the target, if we ever did take out our $3,400, $3,300 low, my next target would be 2,155. That's my target. Ten-year history of BTC is bullish, though. Listen, I understand, but you have to think. All right, if you look at the monthly chart for Bitcoin, there's not a whole lot of information. You look at the monthly chart for Microsoft. Why are you hiding your chart information? Chart information? Are you talking about this? I don't care. You can just ask me to remove it, but that's what I'm saying. People call this a bear market, whatever they want. But truly, I don't think Bitcoin's seen a bear market. You can call this a bull market all you want. All it was a retest of the previous high, and it failed, therefore creating a downtrend. Okay, so it created a bear market. Now, can this bear market, if it did, complete at that exact pinnacle of capitulation, this bear market would have lasted, let's see, about 4 years, something like that. So, I mean, that seems right to me. All right. Left corner. Yeah, I got it out of the right. So, lower highs, how can it be anything other than bear? I mean, truthfully, that's what I'm saying. All right. Right here, you got a higher high. You can't deny that. But that's what created the way for that we can move down that fast and that quickly and that violently. So it can happen again and trick just as many people, because now you have the advantage of saying, oh, we dumped, 75% and we're already back up 150%. Bitcoin bullish. It can't be stopped. And then do it again. And then now you're just going to wipe out even more people. All right. So it can happen again, just because all we're doing is retesting a previous support. That's all we're doing. Now, the hodler wave did grow when we dumped that far. All right. So that's what kind of gives me incentive to say, hey, maybe, just maybe, we're still bullish. All right. Well, not still bullish. We're obviously bearish right now, but we can become bullish once again. And that's what I'm saying. That's why when I came into this live stream, I was very adamant to say everything that I'm saying here is not to sway you to one side or the other. I am simply saying what the possibilities are and what needs to happen for those to become probabilities, but looking at probabilities first and foremost. As of right now, until we break the 5-year long diagonal resistance, right, which was support, you cannot tell me that we don't have a very, very high chance to dump. All right. Period. But I wanted to preference that with saying what needs to happen in order for me to actually get bullish. And that's the 10.4, 10.5 being knocked out and finding support on it. If that can happen and we're above both, that horizontal and the diagonal resistance from the 5-year low, 5-year macro trend, then we can start talking about upside targets. But until then, we have to talk downside targets. Let's see. How do you handle technically setting up those limit positions? You split your account on which account you actually have. So if you're trading USDT, you can short and long, right? Now, if you're trading BTC USD perpetual, you have to have 2 accounts in order to go short and long. All right, so it's up to you. It's all dependent on what you want to do. For me, I do it all off the same account, off of USDT, because since we are still in a downtrend, I don't want to be holding BTC in my trading portfolio. All right. And that recently just happened. And, the entire time up here was in BTC USD. Well, yes, I do set the limit orders up ahead of time because you want to get your limit orders filled. So my $10,370 short is still sitting there until we pump back up to that price point. And I'm just trying to see if there's any case for me getting a long a little bit lower, because ultimately what the goal here would be is try to long or long around here, get a stop loss, a decent stop loss, maybe around like 9,100. And then even short term, your risk reward ratio is a 13.17. Long term, your risk reward ratio is a 35. Now, obviously, you don't want to hold a long for that long. But so if I can get a long there and then we can break out to the downside somewhere around here. Now, you have to think about this, though. Let's say, for example, we do get above the macro diagonal downtrend, but still get rejected off of this. What would that do? Well, maybe, just maybe, instead of just crashing back down, we could find support on this still and kind of just range downwards and then use maybe this cradle formation to project us upwards. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. So we just have to watch and see. Let's see here. And then the downwards movement, you'd make a shit ton of money off of funding. It's just simple. A lot of people think that on paper, they say that longs are better than shorting because the risk reward ratio, blah, blah, blah. Do the mathematics. You'll see that shorts in the long run, they pay off hundreds of times more, literally, than longs will ever do. Bear markets are where you make your money. Bull markets are where you expand your money. People just want fast cash, so they're always trying to look for the bull market, the bottom, all this stuff. But I guarantee you, if you can make use of a bear market to make sure that you have more money than you had, then the bull market hits, you barely have to do anything, and you make massive amounts of cash. Stop trying to get rich quick. Take the time to learn about what's really happening, and that way, because the difference between a good trader and a bad trader is a bad trader, they see something and then immediately hop on it. All right. They might see a pattern and immediately say, okay, we're dumping, but they don't look at any other perspectives. A good trader can look at every single perspective, narrow it down to probabilities, and then plan for the probabilities first, but also plan for every single possibility, planning out months ahead of time before anybody else is even looking at it. doing the mathematics to look at the levels involved and what levels are important. Just like how I took the high from the last bull market and the high from the previous bull market and found the average, which is 9,400. That is one of the most significant price points in the last year and a half. All right. Well, I guess a year and a half now. Because, we come up, we get rejected. We come up a little bit past, we get rejected. We come up, are we going to get rejected the third time? If we get rejected the third time, it's going to freaking suck. I can guarantee that. All right. So, but all in all, this could just be another trap. It could be a way to have people remove their buy walls from down here, allow price to come slamming past. And if we do break this macro trend here, my next target would be 2,155. If we break 2,155, obviously there's a lot more support and resistance in between. My next target would be 900. All right, so I'll be trading it the entire time. I'm not going to give up my Bitcoin. I'm going to sell my Bitcoin where it's responsible to sell my Bitcoin, and then buy back where it's responsible to buy back. Simple as that. But I'm always going to trade Bitcoin. What are your thoughts on the downtrend diagonal off Wix? It crosses at the same time, same spot, that smaller triangle you drawn. I don't use Wix. I'm sorry. I know I would love to do it for you, but that just changes everything. Wix do not matter. Okay? Wix do not matter. In my eyes. You have to be very, very specific, because if you do want to make money off of it, you do have to have a good entry. I would say 10,400 to 10,500 with a stop of 10,600 to 10,700 would be decent, okay? Because your downside target would be $6,800 starting off. And then further past that, if things did change. Not financial advice, just a 20-year-old kid on the internet. Don't listen to me, all right? So that's my thoughts on everything. I know it's a lot, but that's the main thing. A lot of people come into a YouTube channel and they want to do no work. They want to have it spoon-fed their ideologies to them. My favorite YouTuber says to be bullish, so I'm going along. Right? My job as a responsible trader and YouTuber is to give you all the information, not bias you towards one way or another. That's what I'm saying. I'm leaning towards the downside because it is the immediate probability, but it can always become just a possibility. And then the upside becomes a probability. We have seen that happen so many times. It can happen again. So just be careful. But I just want to make sure that I am provoking critical thought and not just being some background noise while you're cooking dinner. All right. I'm here to help you become a better trader. I'm not here to trade for you or make up your mind for you. Okay. So please, if you guys are in here, more than likely, you guys are already thinking that way, because, like I said, I don't put fancy titles on my stream. I don't put, fancy thumbnails, changing it up all the time. I don't put, the main goal of the channel is not to have a revenue source. The main goal of the channel is to have educated people I can come to every week and say, here's my ideas. What's your guys' thoughts? That's what I want. I'm not here to make up your minds. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. I'm here for Fish, to be honest. He's sleepy right now. He's sleepy. We went on a run this morning. So I've been kind of walking, jogging for like the last couple of weeks. And today I decided to run. It hurt. It hurt very bad. All right. So oh my God, what? You freaking. So I just want you guys to know, it's working out. So this is a very, very, very important time. Please do not get caught on the wrong side. All right, if you need to know the levels, go back, rewatch the video, draw your own charts, for God's sakes. I promise you, the numbers I talked about, 22K, 33K, 78,000, 98,000, and 198,000. Those are all possibilities. The most likely one, if we do break this Adam and Eve pattern now, as well as shoot past 20K, is somewhere between $78,000 to $98,000. Now, that's just doing mathematics. If I were to, guess, it's gonna go way past that. All right. Because we were not supposed to go up to 20K. All right, based on mathematics. We weren't. It just happened because Bitcoin, if you think about it, I mean, you can trade technicals all you want. All right. And that was my problem. I got so good with technical analysis that I abandoned all fundamentals. But I stopped watching, YouTubers that really helped me become better, like Data Dash. Data Dash is like the person that I want to be. All right. So he's way richer than I am, but you're never going to see it. Just like how I'm pretty well off, but you're never going to see it. All right. Because we're not here to flash our money. We're just here to give good information. Data Dash, I'm sure he's really, really good with technical analysis, but he's also really, really good at understanding fundamentals. That's the main thing. And he really laid it out, plain and simple. All right. This is how it works. You have hodlers, which cause a supply shock. You have the halvening, which causes a supply shock. Okay. So you don't even need new people coming into the market every single day in order for the price to steadily grow. Just because of those two things, they're already going up. But at some point, it's going to go parabolic. And then your grandma, your grandpa, your uncle, your auntie, your freaking cousins, everybody's going to be texting you, how the hell do I buy Bitcoin? What is Bitcoin? And that's when retail starts coming in. As well as that, I think this time around, we did see some institutions step into Bitcoin, not some major ones, but I think this time around, they're not going to see it as just a Ponzi. They're going to say, all right, one time could be a fluke. Two times, all right, let's start looking at this. And institutional money is going to start flowing in. You got just so much stuff that can happen. So I truly think whether or not we break up to the upside or to the downside, whatever happens, we're going to make money. And the longer that we're in a bear trend, the more money that we're going to make. That is all. So you got halvening, hodlers, supply shock, and then you got just retail FOMO, institutional FOMO. That is the demand shock. Do you look at stock to flow? No, but that's just a way of trying to conceptualize what Bitcoin should do based on halvening and all that stuff. But there's so many other factors that stock to flow cannot take into account, like hodler wave. How is the public going to react? What if some government's currency goes tits up and they have to run to some safe asset? It doesn't take stuff like that into account. So that's why I'm saying, $98,000 is the realistic target, but we could just freaking blow past that. And that could just be our next bottom. I don't know. All I know is what's sitting in front of me, the possibilities, the probabilities, and go from there. All right. I just want to hear you say how much you like the spreadsheet on the live stream. So I do have to admit, I have not updated the live stream description. I'll have to do that after this one, and it'll be on the next one. But Crypto Half-Life, he put together a updated version of the whatchamacallit, the risk reward calculator. Okay. Hopefully this is the right one. Yep. And it just has some extra information on it. So pretty much we got new colors. It outlines what is good risk management, what is risky, what is dangerous. Now, I do want to preference this with saying it all depends on the size of your account. Okay. If you have a $100 portfolio, you probably got to use 25% risk. But that means you have to be more meticulous with the trades that you're entering because you only have so many chances to make it right. But you do got to get that ball rolling. If your portfolio is, like $50,000 to $100,000, you should only be using about 2% to 1% risk, right? Because if you hit a 10 risk to reward ratio trade and you're trading 1% of a $100,000 portfolio, you're going to make 10 grand anyways. So stop being greedy. All right. Get your shit straight. So it all depends on your account, but I do like that. That's a nice touch. And then he's got the DCA levels. Those will update as you put in your price. I really like how when you hover over these boxes, it gives you an extra description. I like that. So it's a cool thing. And then you got one that is with the trend. So you can have two separate calculators. Yeah, I think it's really, really nice. So appreciate it, man. Did you see how the colors change? Oh, wait. If I change this to like, wait, what? All right. So if I'm using 20%, 4,000. So I want to use 50% of this. Let's see. Oh, I see that. Boom. We're using 10%. That's really, really cool. Thank you very much. That makes life easier. And I just always kind of just do whatever. Like I had the mathematical formula and I just do it in my head. But having it on a calculator, it just makes life simple. So I appreciate you very much. So that being said, let's go ahead and go down to a 1 hour. Let's see what's happening. So on the 1 hour, all right. So we have this diagonal trend line, okay, which was used to create what I was talking about before. My first ever, I've probably been in them, but I've never really noticed them. We had a head and shoulders here, okay. Length of the arm is the target to the upside. We reach the target, smash back down to the downside. So we're still holding above that. So it's still pretty good for a long. And this is the $9,500 level. So technically, if I wanted to, I could take a long and set my stop loss at about 93.40, but the risk of getting stopped out is pretty damn high. So, that being said, a long wouldn't be too bad here. Not financial advice. I'm just a 20-year-old kid on the internet. All right. Don't listen to me. But that's what I'm thinking about. If anything, we should see it fall back down to this level, somewhere around either that secondary diagonal support or this one right here. Okay, this one right here. And we're going to go ahead and make that red. Going to go ahead and make that red. Boom. This is all using log scale. So we found support off of that there, created the diagonal head and shoulders. You live and you learn. It's just one more pattern that I can add to my repertoires. And if you're in the Telegram group, I did link that so you guys can download it, as well as that Crypto Half-Life. If you want to put that, I don't know which channel is appropriate. I would ask Seth first because he runs the Discord side of things. Then you can find out if you want to put that in the Discord. As well as that, with your permission, I can go ahead and put it in the description of the live stream videos as well. It's all up to you. Let's see here. Nice. Boom, 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 boom. Like this one. All right. With that being said, guys, that's my thoughts. All right. I'm looking at 10.4. And I'm looking at 9,300 to 9,500 as support. All right. If we can continue to hold 93, 9,400, we are technically bullish from a horizontal standpoint. All right. But taking all the macro trends into account and that 10.4 level set as a new local high, the last local high, we have to get above that as well. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. As always, just trade safe. Think about all the different possibilities and really just get rid of emotions and greed and fear and all these things. It's only going to help you. All right. You might feel like a psychopath, but you're going to be a psychopath in a very nice car. So I think that's a win-win. All right. So as always, if you guys did like what we talked about here, if you guys think that you would want to support the channel, in the description, there is a Bybit affiliate code. Just click on the link, sign up. If you guys deposit 0.05 BTC, what that's going to allow me to do is start receiving some of your fees. So you're already paying fees to Bybit either way. If you guys like me, you can send some of those fees my way. Those fees are, I've been thinking about it the last couple of days. I'm going to be doing 80% of it comes back to you guys. 20% goes back to my pockets. So I just want to be open and honest with that. That yes, I'm going to be using some of that money to. Most of the time, it's going to go towards other people, like always, but it is going to be going in my pocket first. So just to be open and honest with that, let's go ahead and bring up the Bybit affiliate, and I can show you guys what I've made so far from the people that have signed up. All right. I just want to make sure that their emails are already kind of blocked out, but I still don't want any hubbub about people saying you put my email on the live stream. When realistically you can't even see what their actual thing is. I'm gonna go here real quick. Boom. And let me log in. Boom. Okay. So let me just make sure. All right, cool. So this is what we made so far. We made the account back in May, and within 1 month, we've made 0.01 Bitcoin. So I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for everybody that signed up. It really does help out. So already, I can do an $80 giveaway, because 80% goes back towards you guys. I do want to kind of stack this up because when I do the giveaways, I do want them to be pretty good. And obviously, at some point, if enough people sign up, we will be making $1,000 a month, and then maybe every single week I can do a $100 giveaway or something like that. I don't know, or maybe a $200 giveaway. $100 split between, or $200 split between two people. I don't know. And obviously, at the end of the $100 portfolio, at the end of 6 months, we're only 1 month in. I do plan on giving 10% of whatever I make away to you guys as well, which will probably be split up between multiple live streams. Gonna be honest here that way, so that some people will, there's gonna be some people that come just for the live, the giveaway itself. So maybe they'll come back next week and try to get another giveaway. But at the same time, seeing that I'm a cool person, I'm a cool guy, little 20-year-old white kid. Is there a time frame for when that 0.05 BTC must be deposited? I don't think so. I'm not sure actually. So it doesn't really matter to me. I know a lot of people don't really have 0.05 BTC to just put in right away, or if you're just starting out. But it is what it is. So I just want to tell you that, just so you guys know that I do have to have you guys deposit that much before I start receiving fees. Otherwise, it would basically just look like a fake account that I made. So that's it. I just want to be open and honest, show you guys what I made so far, because only just a couple weeks ago did we make, we had like 10 people, but we only had like $20 worth of fees. But now we're all the way up to 100 just a week or two later. So I very, very, very much appreciate it, guys. Not only you guys are sort of supporting me a little bit, you're also supporting yourselves. So this will come back to you guys at some point. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Like I said, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that the money is not what I'm here for. Okay. Obviously, my time, what I do, I have to charge something, because then I just feel like I'm getting taken advantage of. But other than that, I try to make sure that it is acceptable. So I appreciate your time, guys. Thank you very much. We're going to start saying goodbye now. And I think it's dinner time. Start eating some dinner. Yes, the small account is still in play. Got lucky on some things, and we're sitting pretty. Don't want to give any updates on that yet, but we're past 1K. So there's that. All right, we went from $100 to $7,000, back down to 500, and now we're over 1K. So we're still doing good. We're only 1 month in. All right, the month 2 target, by the end of this month, I need to have over $2,304 in the account or something like that in order for me to reach that target. But if I can get past that, I'm already ahead of the curve. I don't know, man. You got the bell turned on? Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Have a good night, buddy. Peace, love, and DoorDash. That's awesome. Thank you. Crypto Half-Life. Thank you, man. I appreciate the calculator. James, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Andrew, Brofist. Let's see. Stoyan? Stoyan? Stojan? God dang it. I'm never going to get it right. I'm sorry, but I appreciate you. Let's see. Never Settles. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Rafa? Thanks. See you, man. Obsidian. I don't know if I said goodbye, but thanks, man. Appreciate it. You have a good night, buddy. Gabriel, good night. Slavis. I don't know how to pronounce it, but good night, man. Awesome. I tried. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and select a song before we head out for the night. We're gonna play Ryan Carvalho's new song "Nutcase," okay? Because I love this dude. He just came out with a song today. He hasn't come out with a song for an entire year, and he's my favorite dude. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping in every single night, paying attention to this little white face, and yeah, let's continue trucking on. All right, guys. Let me switch it to the stream ending screen, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Okay? Peace out, guys.
Lately I feel lost. Tell me if you find me. It's hard to put the past behind me when my mind just sits there and keeps reminding me of all the bullshit that I. If I had one wish and one wish only, I'd bottle up home and I drink it when I'm lonely. Solo every night till 6 in the morning. If this is paradise, I wish somebody warned me. Only see my brother every 2 or 3 months now. Had a lot in common back then, there ain't much now. Can't refer to my friends as my friends, cause if I was really one, I would check up on them. I like to think that they proud of me and that they understand what the shit is taken out of me. I'm hanging on by a thread. Think I got it all together, but I am still a nutcase, still a psycho. Telling mama any day I might blow up. Staying up late, where the time goes. Still ain't caught a break, but I'm like, so what? Will my luck change? Fuck if I know. If I hear another no, I might throw up. I'm a nutcase, I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho. But any day I might blow up. Any day now. Any day, any day, any day now. Any day now, any day. If I use that wish, but then I got an extra, I'd clip my memories, then make a best of. Watch my family before it got messed up. Seeing them together would be better than the best drugs. Told myself when I make it, I'll fix that. Deep down I know I won't get it back. I don't want no money, as funny as it sounds. If that was gonna fix it, it'd have done it by now. I like to think I'm a sacrifice just a little longer before I get to live a happy life. I'm hanging on by a thread. Think I got it all together, but I am still a nutcase, still a psycho. Telling mama any day I might blow up. Staying up late, where the time goes. Still ain't caught a break, but I'm like, so what? Will my luck change? Fuck if I know. If I hear another no, I might throw up. I'm a nutcase, I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho. But any day I might blow up.